Greetings and salutations, dear Valorborn, and welcome back to our Death Diary. We are a week short. We didn't have the chance last time to do so because of some difficulties. And now I'm back. I want to present you the team that I'm working with. And also, I would like to go into a character creation with you guys together. You can see already the screen over here. And do a little bit of the tutorial that you guys start the game with. Of course, for those who are not interested, you can skip the tutorial right away and jump into the game. With no further ado, let's start with Onur, the CEO and the head of Labs Games. Onurhan has been very passionate about games since childhood. From very early on, he was deeply fascinated with medieval worlds, a huge fan, just as I, of Lord of the Rings, and also a vivid gamer. But he did not stop by just playing games. He started early with designing mods for Crysis in CryEngine. Later, he became heavily into browser-based FRP games, and as his programming skills continued to grow, his love for gaming naturally turned into a full professional path in the games industry. He went on to create his first major game, called Land of Vikings. Together with a small team of just 3 people, after 3 years or so of development, the game launched into early access, followed to its full release about a year later. For now, nearly 2 years, he also have been working on Valorborn, a project that reflects a long-standing dream, but also wants to build his own very IP and also create a world that is a sandbox RPG, very much inspired by the atmosphere of Lord of the Rings and other fantasy titles that sparked his interest. Overall, I have to say that Honor is not only a madman, but in a good way. But he wants to create a sandbox where we can play around, tool around, create our own stories. And that's basically why I also have joined the team, because I want to play Valorborn myself and make sure that we get all the people that we need in terms of working on it, that the marketing is good, and everything else. But more to me later. Overall, that sums up our masterminds and honor behind the game. Secondly, we have Erhan. Erhan is our 3D generalist artist. He has more than 15 years experience, and early in his career, he worked on a large-scale international simulation project within the defense industry. Over time, however, his passion shifted more and more towards gaming, and now he's part of the team. From the early days of Unreal Engine Marketplace, he started creating content and environment work mainly for the gaming space with a strong focus on game-ready designs and optimization. Over the year, he has continued sharpening those skills and building deep expertise in creating immersive and performant worlds. For the past 5 years, he has been working with us at Lab Studios, and because the team is relatively small, he takes on a broad range of responsibilities. A lot of the 3D environments, design and visualization, and content creation goes through him. His daily workflows includes a wide variety of tools, basically 3ds Max, ZBrush, Substance, Houdini, World Creator, and of course, Unreal Engine. And those two magnificent people from Turkey, I myself joined Kor Makr TV, or in the near future, switching over to a new brand and name called Just Norris, as my RL name is. I'm coming from an background of game publishing. I work together with companies like Hooded Horse. I work together with companies like Fire Squid Games and more to help out reach to creators, to help out level out the marketing plan for launching games. And I'm here helping all around in terms of being your voice, your interactive partner, helping in terms of translation. A little bit slow now, so we're gonna have maybe some alternative help in terms of that in the near future, and overall bring a lot of gaming industry information and skill sets to the table, helping out on every task force that we need to tackle it. May it be marketing, may it be content creation, outreach, may it be dev diaries with you guys, may it be Q&A, may it be also storytelling, story writing, quest writing, and more. That overall sums up the Labs Games team that is working on the game currently, and we hope with the early access launch that we can expand the team, increase the speed of workflow, and also kudos and big shout out to our testing group that is crunching and finding out all the bugs and all the major game crashing issues that we're working on right now in order to, fingers crossed, have them all crushed for the early access when it launches mid-April, so everybody has a smooth experience starting into the world of Valorborn, because this is only the beginning. Let's jump into the character creation, and let's also jump into the tutorial to see already what we're working on. And I'm finding very curious in terms of the character creation that we've went and implemented not only our stat bonuses that you start depending on the background story that you get. Later on, we're going to have a lot more of these preset background stories, but also you will be able to just start blank or create your own story and play around with these details and numbers. Quick shout out to you modders out there. If you are familiar with Unreal Engine modding and you want to work together so we can, streamline the modding parts and modding scene towards Valorborn, please reach out to us. Let's discuss it and see how we can, find and create tools so you have an easier time if you want to modify, add in skins, change things, change numbers, whatever, so you can go crazy. And yeah, we're a big fan and also support modding overall as well towards games. Good. Over here at the character creation for the moment, plain and simple. You have your character name. You can click. You can decide if you want to start or not the tutorial. We have some of the names randomized in there. Lancelot sounds nice. Also, looks like you have a little bit of a lower back issue. It's because your butt cheeks are pushing into the front there. You can choose your background for the moment, just the former soldier for our test version that we have running. Keep in mind, this is just the internal test version for bug crushing. There's a lot of aspects not yet included, and also suspect to change. This is not the final region. Also, Doggo, what the frick are you doing back there? Okay, he's just waltzing all over the couch. So, with that said, you can completely create and shape your character into whatever direction you want to go. And as you can see already, I'm just switching over the left leg scale, making the calves lower leg scale, making the calves and the lower parts a little bit stronger, and pushing that up gives me extra dodging chance, extra running chance, but makes sneaking harder because I'm becoming chunkier. You can also increase the calf size, and depending on the overall size and whatnot, some of the scales will change our physique effects. So we're just gonna roll around here a little bit. Keep in mind we have some glitching still going on in terms of the matchmaking. Ooh, very good at running, very good at dodging, decent at smithing, poor at woodcutting, lockpicking, endurance, and mining. Oh boy. Poor fella. Poor fella. So, we're gonna call you Igor. You'll be my test subject over here. Igor. And with Igor, we're jumping into the world. And maybe different facial hair. Yeah, a little bit of a beard. Like that. Like here. Beautiful. Let's start. So we're starting imprisoned in a mining camp. Where we want to try to create a semi-safe space for you to experiment with the mechanics, to understand how the mechanics work. Keep in mind, it's a work in progress. It is not yet the final version of our tutorial pathway that we want to take, but it's a good beginning to just give you a nice narrative and also a nice direction in terms of getting to understand how to click on things. My last memories, I was on a ship bound for Vexor Keep, leaving my homeland behind on a quite uneventful voyage. Then, shouts broke out, pirates boarded us, and steel flashed on the deck. My last clear memory is seeing bandits swarming over the rail before a heavy blow struck me in the head, and everything went black. My head. Where am I? What is this place? Let's wake up. Wakey. There's our poor Igor sitting on the ground. So we have some tutorials showing you in terms of what buttons are important, what to do. If you have ideas on how to improve this, or have, I don't know, a different approach on teaching you hotkeys and buttons, how to do things, let us know. I'm quickly just jumping over it. So, you can click on your character. You can, of course, select it by click and drag if you have multiples. So, let's get him up. Igor! Wakey, wakey! There we go. So, we are at some mine location over here, apparently. Keep those hands moving. Later on, we're going to have a lot of conversation going on. Depending on the budget, we'll see if we can do full VA on every character. If not, it will be just little chat boxes popping up there over their heads. We're going to also implement some sort of box where you can read what has been talked within the proximity, or you can filter it similar to under MMO styles to go into local chat, just the chat what your group people are doing if you want to ignore local chat, etc, etc. So you have a little bit of a filtering option there. So, John, or Jon, as I call him. You're finally awake for a moment. I thought you'd never get up. What is this place? This is where those raiders use us as slaves. See those rocks over there? They want the mines, and we're the ones doing it. I don't know what you were before, but now you're a slave. That much is certain. And who are you? Name's John. We were on the same ship. I was a rower, though I'm not sure I'll even touch an oar freely again. What happened to us? We're getting close to Vexar. I told the damn captain we shouldn't sail at night. The bandits slipped up on us without anyone noticing, and well, this is the result. They took us, dragged us here, and now we're stuck in this place as their prisoner. Kudos to honor. I can play the game with one hand. So, what do we do now? There's nothing we can do. Well, not really. If you don't want to die and still want food in your mouth, you work at this cursed place. So get yourself together fast, or you won't last long here. Ah, shit. Here we go. Oh. The guard is coming closer. What do you want, Mr. Guard? If you can't stand, you can... If you can't stand, you can work. Go to the tent, take a pickaxe from the chest, and start mining. By the end of the day, you're bringing me some ore, no food. And don't even think about trying anything smart. If we catch you, you'll be swinging from a rope. Oh, there we go. We have over here a little bit of a space missing in the text. I'm gonna get to it. Promise. ASAP. Doesn't look like I have a choice. So, rumors have heard around the living worlds and the adventures that you decide to set sail. We're added to your quests. You can complete quests in your desired order, or you can continue exploring the living world and write your own destiny. Exactly. We gotta try to create some sort of narrative redline quests for every background that you can choose. Unless you go blank, then you just have your randomly generated quests and decision making during your world exploration, where, I don't know, maybe there's a wildlife situation and that will generate a quest where the leader of the town will ask you, hey, can you get rid of the wolves? We have a problem with them, etc, etc. And also the backgrounds will have their own kind of like not streamline, but their own storyline that they want to follow up. So for example, the former soldier, he's losing his family heirloom on the ship when he's getting raided, and it's very important to him because it's the sword of his family, and he wants to get that back. So you're on your quest of refinding that said sword, and want to engage with all kinds of bandit camps and alike to get information to see what happened to your sword. So let's click this out. So we have to get the pickaxe and 5 iron axes. So, we are... There's the sturdy crates. Let's head over there and get some crates out there. So, here's the inventory. We have several inventory slots. So, you have armor for your head, hands, shoes, body, legs. You have a dagger slot, you have arrow slots, you have a main weapon slot. You have a bag that can also increase in terms of you getting backpacks and higher stuff of transportation to it. You can also grab, and with R, then rotate your inventory, make it fit. For tools, you don't have to necessarily equip them into the main weapon. Exactly, they don't even go. You just have them in your inventory, and the character automatically uses the tool when using a task or doing something. Important over here, we have our stamina. Stamina kind of represents how well your character performs, and also how well your character can keep up with his work tasks and fighting. If it goes to 0, he will start become very slow, ineffective, and inefficient. How to increase stamina is by resting and by eating. At the moment, I think we just have it in terms of eating, that your stamina goes back up. But still, a work in progress, and a lot of things will be balanced and worked upon, depending on your feedback and what you guys would like to get added, or if you would like it to become more complex or not. So, clicking on that stone node, he will now automatically start mining. I'm gonna see in the inventory some mining things going up. So here we go. We have already 1 ore, and I'm gonna be back with you as soon as we are filled up to go to the gods. We do have now the material that we need, and also what's intriguing here is the more your character does work with a certain work task, depending on which skill set it is linked to, that will increase and become better at it. So in this case, for example, mining is linked to toughness. So the more we mine, the tougher we're gonna get. And also if we increase toughness, our learning rate will go higher, meaning we're gonna become faster, better in mining, and etc. Right now we have a character level 5, and we have a few skill points that we can put into. For example, I can put into strength, smithing, fist, two-handed, halberds, axe, and maces. We're gonna also expand on the weapon types that are available, but we have a good set to start with. Maybe even leaning into martial arts later on, because we have some ideas of some factions that might be interested to lean into this kind of approach. And overall, it's kind of like a learning by doing process. So depending on what your character does, the character becomes better at it. There will be then later on skill books and trainers, etc., that will help you teach or learn certain aspects and professions faster, or give you points by getting lectured by them, etc., etc. So we should have now the ore. There we go. We got 13 ore, even more than enough. Igor, just stop it, and let's head over to the guards over there, bringing in the ore. Even in terms of the animations and in terms of the looks of armor and clothing, there's suspect to change. They will probably improve. They will be altered as we are moving on with our, vision in terms of the universe, in terms of the story we want to tell. We are now experimenting with all kinds of layers, seeing what fits, what doesn't fit, and see if we can then create unique, kind of distinct pathways of looks depending on the kingdoms. Because if you watched one of the earlier Death Diaries where we're talking about lore, there will be several kingdoms, there will be several races. So we want each kingdom race agenda to feel very unique to their thing. And hopefully we will be able also to manage the worlds visually to change depending on which kind of like kingdom is in the upper rule. So what comes to mind really quickly is the orcs in Warhammer Fantasy, when they just orcify the place and just plaster graffiti and weird totems over the place and just claim them by destruction and adding their green skin art to it. So something that direction we want to establish. We'll not manage to have it in early access yet, but that's for the 1.0 big picture. So, brought you the irons, my friends. Let's see. Yeah, that'll do it for today. Here's your food. Good. We got some food going on. Stamina is also back up. Every time you put a skill point in, the needs of your character at the moment are resetted. So, you could probably cheese a little bit in terms of your stamina food needs and keep some level up points ready for your character, and then just pump your skill points and have your food desires be refreshed so far. So, with that, let's have a munch of these wonderful spare ribs. and eat them. There we go. He munched it. At the moment, we don't have an animation for the food munching, but we definitely want, depending on the food style, beverage style, that there's at least some sort of representation visually of them either munching a bread or biting off some meat or something alike. So, psst. Hey, here, come. We need to talk. Now the game will teach you about overall sneaking and how to interact with that. Let's head over to our sneaky talking character, Mr. Yon. Hey, I think I know a way out here. Are you with me? What are you talking about? Well, we're working on the mine today. I've heard some of the guards talking. They're talking to ship out tonight for another raid. That means the camp will be almost empty. And we've not had a chance like this in a long time. We can't escape. Sorry, English hard sometimes. How are we supposed to do that? A few weeks ago, there was another mine in another side of the camp. There was a collapse inside, so they sealed it off. If you can reach that closed mine, I know a way through it, and it leads to the other side of the islands. And then what? Are they not going to look for us?
Well, if we slip through the mine and get to the far side of the island without being seen, we'll be fine. Over there, we can build a small boat or raft or something and leave this cursed rock behind and head for the mainland.
Does not look like we have any other choice.
That's the spirit.
Now, take these tools, see if you can get the gate open.
And stay quiet, stay low, and do not let anyone see you. I'll be right behind you.
So basically he says, you do the work, and he just watches you. And if you die, he's like, I wanted to report, you know? So, we're gonna have here different modes of walking. So at the moment, if you hit C, you can go into stealth mode or out of stealth mode, or you can click over here into the stealth mode over here and go out of that. The eye itself shows how much of your character is in light. The more yellow it is, the more you are in light. Try to stay into the shadows to maximize your stealth. So this kind of represents the vision range in terms of light approach towards your character, meaning the better you are in the shadows, the better you are hiding yourself or putting your silhouette away. So, we got some tools from him. There was a little bit of a highlight over there. So, move quietly through the abandoned camp and reach the cave. We're gonna go quickly over here to the gate and try to unlock it. Of course, the better you become at that, the faster it will be, the less loud it will be, and etc, etc. So definitely we're gonna have some sort of sneaking, lockpicking, and this kind of approach of a stealth system. So, we're in the restricted area. The bandits, if they see us, will kick our butts. And let's hope now that I'm showcasing this, I can squeeze through here without any issues. There's a guy in there. Let's hope he's not hearing us. We are in a very restricted area. I'm gonna try to unlock this little chest over here, see if we can find something. Difficulty is 50. Let's hope it's not too loud that he is hearing us. Well, we have to do another round. It takes this much time to do one attempt. It's a 50-50 at the moment. How's the one at the beach looking? There we go. Found some golds, simple bandages, oil, telejunk, and other items. So, sadly I don't have my hand free, so I have to drag and drop them. But there's a button for grabbing it all to be a little bit faster in your sneaky sessions. So, let's sneak through here. There's nobody inside there. There's another chest. We're gonna ignore it for now. I'll leave you guys to finding out what is going on, even though my inner loot goblin is screaming right now to go for it. But let's head over to this cave collapse that my companion was talking about, our Mr. John. And there's a guard. That skull means you can assassinate him. You can try to assassinate somebody. In this case, it shows 0%, but it is a 100% success because it's the tutorial island, of course. And I will need to fix this to 100% to not confuse the people. So we assassinate. And it should grab him. There we go. And he's just putting his lights out. Beautiful. Now, we can loot the body. I've clicked on myself with the eating. So, if you middle mouse click on yourself, it pulls up a prompt. Good. Over here, we have the Watchman's Vestments, worth 500 coins. There is some weight to it. And these are just patched with tunics. Physical defense 7, physical defense 5 over here, sorry, 3 even. This one is 7. So also clothing will change a little bit your stats. So depending on your cloth and the weight of the cloth, you will be better at sneaking or you'll be better at defending, and so on and so forth. For example, your block chance bonus, block reduction bonus, and a dodge multiplier and attack speed multiplier. So let's grab all of this and switch it out. So we have better, sturdier stuff. And there we go. Watchman's Vigil. Gonna grab that as well. A wonderful one-handed sword. Here we go. And our character is armed a little bit with the new clothing, a little bit bloodied and rusty, that old sword of his. And we're good to go. A little bit of clipping in the clothes still yet, since we're not yet 100% final. If we want to keep with this sort of dress codes, I'm gonna move onwards with that at the point when we're happy with the clothing overall. Oh, there is a lot of bones and skulls around here. Looks like a lot of people died. And there's some surprises awaiting you. But I'll let you guys find out what comes here and what happens when you move forward through our tutorial islands. I hope overall the look at our character creation, have a look at the overall character management, the crafting system I didn't went into it yet. You have your on-body crafting system, and then of course crafting stations where you can work on multiple items and work stuff out. And what I find most intriguing is the whole learning by doing stat system that we're working on, where the more your character does a certain task, the better he becomes at it. And always when I read that, I read eat yourself. Apologies. And then also our skill systems with the skill points that you can craft and make your character working as you want to do. Later on, there's gonna be probably some more edits. That's why the blank space. So we're gonna have a lot of more stats to implement, especially when we go in later on into magic. There'll be something specific towards magic users, concentration, summoning, etc. I can't wait to dive into that with you guys as well. But that is for the future after early access has launched. Overall, this is the whole spiel. You create your character, you decide in what kind of directions you want to skill with him. There is story aspects of the land yet already to explore and to do, but other than that, it's for you to free roam, decide what you want to do. Building is right now here in the tutorial map not active, but you can have the chance to make a little encampment with some palisades, some crafting stations, etc. Later on, we want you to have full town building, full city building, and then even up to kingdom building management of what we want to go. And was also a possibility to implement fairly easy from our side. A modding tool that we have already ready from the previous game Lands of Vikings is the pods that you can create your own whole building assets and import it easily over Steam Workshop into the game. And then when you place a house frame, a done house, it looks designed as you have planned it out. And then later on you can put furniture into the building and so on and so forth. But that's future talk. Hope it was intriguing for you, meeting the team, meeting a little bit of the game, and we're gonna keep working on. We're launching mid-April. Fingers crossed that everything runs and smooth until then, and nothing major comes up. I mean, gaming development is always sometimes a roller coaster, and unexpected bugs can appear here and there. But we're on it, and I'm very, very happy for the community that we've created, and I'm very happy for the journey in the future with guys to gather and see all the stories that you've created. It was I, Codemaker TV, future Just Stories. It was a pleasure to have you here. I'll see you in the next Dev Diary, and thank you for watching. Until then, ta-da!